Good morning. Solo's going after something. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, 5x5. The chickens are being very talkative this morning. A couple people in here. I don't know if this microphone's working. 5x5. Hey, Steve. Awesome. 5x5. Cool. Now we can get started. I don't know if you can hear it, but the chickens are very noisy this morning. They are making me money. So that right there is the sound of production. Well, good morning, everyone. I think everyone in here knows me, but if you don't know me or you're watching in replay, my name is Matt with Grafton Ranch Homestead, and this is some garden chat with Matt. So I've been kind of on hiatus a little bit, and not quite as regular on the streams, so we'll get back to normal at some point, but I wanted to come on this morning and just say hi to everyone, see how everyone's doing, give you guys, I guess, some updates of what's going on here in New Mexico, and just a little bit of chat in general. I actually have a week coming off, well, almost a week coming off in a couple weeks here. So hopefully my plan is to get some content done and some planning done, but let's see, who do we got? So we got Steve. Good morning, Steve. CDB, good morning. Sykes in here, possibly Age. Tracy, good morning. Can you hear the chicken? So is it, I was thinking about that this morning, and I keep saying second year. I think it's actually the third year that it's in. Yeah. So we've been picking them and eating them. They're the first year they didn't do a lot. They kind of grew a little bit and bushed, and then last year they really bushed up. You can hear them. That's the egg song. They'll stop in a second. But last year the asparagus really bushed up, and we let it do that and just, grow and drop its little berries and all that. And then this year they started coming up. We've been picking them when they're about 8-9 inches. We can go see what's up with them in a minute here. But did I miss anyone else? No. Okay. Looks like we got quite a few in here, though. Welcome. Yeah, so this year we've been eating them. We'll let them grow again here, but the little asparaguses are cool. They've been popping up. The plants that I think are the neatest, I guess, are oftentimes the perennials or volunteer plants, things like that. I like... She is really laying. I really like seeing those type. Hey, CR. Oh, wait, thanks for dropping in. Appreciate it. Good morning. Today's just kind of some chat anyways. I was going to show a couple plants. We do have a bunch of stuff popping up. So it's the 23rd of March, I believe, here in the high desert in New Mexico. Today's supposed to get up to 73, it says, but it's partly sunny, so it's pretty overcast day. Hey there, Dad. And so yeah, it's going to be partly sunny. I do have to work, and I got to clean chicken coop and do some of those things. But we have some plants that are already popping up outside. And so in a minute here, we'll go around and I'll show some of what's going on. I want to show our garlic again because it's going, and then the Egyptian walking onions. And then because we were talking about Jerusalem artichokes, I thought we can go over there and dig one of those up. Mainly sunny there. Ooh, I'm jealous. It was a beautiful sunny day yesterday, but the sun is just enough to be in my eyes. But if I turn the camera the other way, you just see some junk. So if I walk over there, she'll get quiet. And then so I'm going to show some of those plants. I want to show indoors. We have a bunch of our plant starts. I was actually planning on being out here to do the morning chat in the greenhouse because I've been moving out some of the plants from inside a little bit to get some sun out here in the greenhouse and harden off. And so we were going to show that, but with it being so overcast, I don't think I'm going to bring them out today. Yeah, We spare some of that heat. You're up in Canada, aren't you? That's right. Woo. I'll box some up and I'll send it to you. You got it. But so we'll go in, we'll look at some of those plant starts that are going that I've been moving in and out of here, and kind of just I'll show how I'm doing that, and as well as some of our new chicks. So we have new silkies that are about a week and a half, 2 weeks old now, I think, 2 weeks old. And then we have some eggs, some Orpington buffs that are in the incubator and lockdown that should be hatching out. So hopefully those will be coming out soon. Hey there, I'm assuming Christina. Good morning. Good morning. So we'll do that. And then I do have one short little topic I want to talk about. Is it Aaron? Oh, okay. Good morning, Aaron. And so all that today should take 30, 45 minutes of your time, not too long. And what I'm going to talk about a little bit is the utilitarian value. And so if you don't know what utilitarian value is, that's my word for today. And that's what I'll discuss a little bit. All right, so what I'm going to do first, mainly because I want to make that chicken be quiet a little bit, is I'm going to walk around and just show some of the plants and things that are going on in our garden right now. We'll take a stop over at the Jerusalem artichokes, even though they're not growing. The better of the two. So I will also need a little shovel. So we'll take that. And then we'll end up back in here. But I'm going to take the camera and flip it around. She's probably going to stop her song by the time I get over there. That's okay. Okay, there we go. So I got it flipped around. A few things here. So there are a few things growing in the greenhouse that I'm not moving out. They've just been out here. I have moved out a couple plants, kind of sacrificial ones to see. They died. That was a crooked neck squash. And that was something else. There's a cucumber that's living though, but we got our parsley that was volunteers popping up here pretty good. Thyme's doing great. So is some little bit of sage on the side. We've been using that. Here's some more sage that's coming up. And the lavender's doing the same thing it's doing outside. So this greenhouse isn't too insulated. I need to work on it some. Let's see, back here we got some peppermint, cash crops, the sound of money in the background. Yep. And this is the lemongrass. I don't know if lemongrass comes back. It's my second year growing lemongrass. Third year, I guess, but we wiped it out and then I replanted. So I'm going to find out. But I actually need to get some of those seeds in. So, okay, we're going to come around here. So out here we got some bunching onions. Now is a good time here for the onions. So these are actually at the point now where I'm going to start harvesting some of these and dehydrating and making some powders and some dried bunching onions. And then some parsley. Oh, I think in there's cilantro. I think I said that was parsley, but this is some parsley. Here is all the garlic. Yum. Yeah, it does. It's looking good. It's coming up. So I have a couple different varieties in here, spaced out. And then let's see, we're just getting some waters going. I'm going to make this chicken be quiet. This is where the potatoes should have been planted already, but are not. They will be going in, and I plan on extending this box out. Excuse me, ma'am. The chicken coop is on the docket today to be cleaned. So it is pretty dirty right now, actually. Oh, she just laid her egg. So they have 6 boxes. I'm going to talk about nesting boxes for a second. These chickens have, oh, look. Ta-da! Thank you very much, ma'am. Anyone that didn't want to see that, I apologize. That is on the spot. Anyways, that was funny. I didn't expect that. Thank you, ladies. So we're coming over here to the Jerusalem artichokes, I guess, first. That caught me off guard a little bit. Cha-ching. Yep. So actually, that's kind of what I'm talking about is utilitarian value here in a minute. So we'll keep that in mind. Jerusalem artichokes. Impressive, right? So the reason this area looks like this for just a minute is I have a grate over here because this is where the or Wire-Oaks. This is where the Jerusalem artichokes are. They are a kind of tubular underground. Now, we get a lot of wind here, and there's commercial property behind us, so I'm always picking up trash. That is not ideal, but something I have for now until I get netting up. There's also cardboard down that's just kind of protect the ground. Mostly what I did was a chop and drop back here. And so I cut all the sunflowers, everything gets cut down. And because we had an issue with squash bugs and we had squash plants back here, squash bugs will hibernate in the winter and they hide in any little cracks and crevices and things like that. And they will come back out. So one of the ways I've started battling those the last 2 years, and it's actually been very successful. Last year, we didn't have nearly as much, is I let the chickens run back through here through the winter. So they're about to be really sad because they're not going to get free reign in this area near as much. But they come through and they will pick all the little bugs out, hopefully, and eat them and stuff before I start. So I'm going to be coming in here with compost, more soil. I think that's the only plant that will come back is the Jerusalem artichokes. And the chickens absolutely love them. So they spread everywhere. They will go everywhere. And I just let the chickens eat some of it to combat with that, but they absolutely love them. Let's see if I can find one, probably. Yeah, the rocks and all. I forgot my shovel. The greenhouse, I'm going to have to go back for my shovel, I think. Anyways, I'll go get the shovel because I want to dig one up. So those will pop back up. Everything else will get its compost and will get mulched. Back here is a much shadier area, and especially when there's vines growing up over here. So this is a microclimate. We're zone 7A, 7B where we're at, but if you, as you garden more, you're going to learn there's a lot to do with microclimate. So just being in here between these brick walls soaks up sun because of the way they're facing. And so that lets heat off. So one of the hottest areas in the yard is actually right here. And the coolest is right back here, just the way the sun hits in the summer. CR's talking about sunflowers. Yes, so I use sunflowers here in New Mexico. And there are two main reasons I use them. There's other side reasons, of course, and many reasons you can. But I grow sunflowers all along back wall. They've been in a majority of the yard, and I move around where I put them throughout the year. And that is because I use them primarily for, one, is their tap roots. Sunflowers will drop a real big taproot down into the ground. And the soil we have here is a combination. It's mostly rock and sand. I sit up on a mesa, but it compacts down. We do have clay. It's not really ideal necessarily for plants. So I've been building the soil up. But these taproots will go down and they will bust up the soil. They will allow for water, nutrients, and things to go deeper down, and they break it up. Also, being here in New Mexico, we have some radiation, as anywhere. You get radiation from anything, from the sun, from all that. So radiation will soak into the soil. Sunflowers are excellent at removing that radiation from the soil, and before you plant crops. And so that's something. You have 8 reasons. That's awesome. Hey, I'm moving on with other reasons. So I'm interested to watch what you have to say there, CR, about them too. Those are the main reasons I've been using them. The Jerusalem artichokes, they do the same. They grow about 10, 11 foot tall. They're pretty much like a sunflower. They'll grow tubulars. They don't have a huge taproot, but they do go deep in the ground. They also are good at soaking things up. So there's a little bit on sunflowers. I have other reasons and all, but anyways, I like sunflowers. They are great to grow around the chickens. You get the mammoth ones and the heads will lean over and they can drop their seeds and chickens eat them and have fun that way. They they create some shade. We like the mammoth ones. Those are our favorites. All right. So moving on here. I keep trying to put down straw and grow crimson clover. But the wind is brutal. It eats away all the nutrients out of the soil and moisture and all. So someday we'll get that to grow. All right. Chickens are in here. Today I got to clean their coop. Your neck hurts looking at them? Yeah, they get really tall. I like sunflowers a lot. And then, of course, you can make oil and you can eat the seeds. Then you come in here and clean. Excuse me. It was funny because on Verna's stream yesterday, we were talking about, or it was mentioned on there about spring cleaning and all. And I think it's funny because then we went inside to clean the button quail cage, and one of them flew behind all of our junk, and we had to pull it all out. So when I go in to show the plants, that room got absolutely destroyed. I had to rip it all apart to get that quail. This is dirty. It is cleaning day. Yuck. I'll be doing that later. The Jerusalem artichokes, they clear the greenhouse, so they get really tall there. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no, wait, I went out that door. Okay. One of the things I have to do today and not forget, because I keep forgetting, is I usually come in this door, and I am most certainly going to lock myself in here. It is bound to happen. I almost thought I did it on camera. That would have been funny. So I put this latch on here, and I need to put a string that goes through to the other side, because I keep coming in here and then shutting it so the chickens don't get in. And I'm going to lock myself in. That would be funny. We're getting a lot more infrastructure this year, so it takes time to build it up, but I definitely think that's one of the more important things. Makes life a lot easier is having some infrastructure, so we got some of that. And then everything I'm building from here on out is mobile, so when we get land, it can be moved. And that'll be really shown when I get the silky coop moved out. But let's see, who do we got over here? I'm not going to show all the quail and all that. We won't do that right now. Who's in there? You laying me more eggs? Thank you. And then quail eggs. I'll just show a couple. I took their thing out, so their eggs are just kind of everywhere right now. There you go. All right, a couple of updates over here, though. This is why I'm walking over here. See, this is, I think one of the streams I did, one of the last ones I did was when I poured this concrete. So I did a little concrete slab here. This is going to be where the silky house that I'll show in a minute is going to sit. So that got poured. We got Andy in there. Anyways, another thing I've done is I've come and I've just dropped in 2 of these 4x4s by 8 and put some concrete in the ground a little bit, not a lot because they're semi-permanent. The part that's going to be mobile is I'm going to build out some frames in here with some paneling, basically, 2 of them and then 2 of them that will fit in, and those will just bolt in the sides. That way that can be moved as well. And they will get all this area. So I've been working on cleaning all this up. And truth be told, the silkies really get the whole yard. This is going to be their new area. So I've been moving on that as we have, 7 silkies now. A little bit about biosecurity because of those birds. These little sparrows will get in any crack and crevice and anything like that. I try so hard to keep them out. I am semi-successful. All right, another plant. Mints are starting to come up now. So I have peppermint. I think I showed it once already. I have it in like 5 or 6 places. I put peppermint everywhere. Peppermint keeps away bugs, some of the roaches and things. So I have it in the pots for peppermint for teas. But over here, this one, like in particular, is just pest control. Hi, Solo. Here is some onion. We don't have a lot of onion going. I need to do a huge bed of it, but there's some there. I don't know. Little plants popping up. The peach tree starting to bloom. Now here in New Mexico, it's going to be warm. It's going to be about 73 today. The next couple of weeks, pretty warm, dropping down 40s, and then starting to get up into the 50s at night. We will have our last freeze though, usually always around April 15th. And so it'll just drop down below 32 at night. Sometimes it snows a little bit, and then that's it for the year. So we are on the time in the year when everyone out here plants everything because it's warm these few weeks, and then it dies in that freeze. So Uh, here's some yarrow that's coming back. We love our yarrow. This is some sweet mint. It's all coming up. This is my toothache plant, but it's not coming up yet. It'll come back. More lemongrass. We do things in different areas because I do sell teas, so I want to have a lot of potted plants this year in the greenhouse and all, where I can control even better what goes into those, and then some that are just out here for our use and all. Some spinach coming up. I had spinach in the greenhouse. I don't know if I showed that. There's some inside and then out here. I like spinach. Peas is something I haven't been successful at all. It just gets too hot too quick. But we got some peas coming up, so we'll try those out. Some of these are weeds like that. Some of these are lettuce. That's chard. It's a volunteer. Over here we got some turnips and things that are going to be coming up hopefully soon. We got little sprouts popping up. In order to get rid of the pill bugs, I do use Sluggo Plus. It's a natural combatant, but we have such a pill bug problem that they will come eat up all these little starts, and so I will be putting some of that down. Solo, you showing this lavender plant? Look, I said I wasn't going to show everything, and now I am. Yeah, it keeps away mice and rats. So we, with all the animals, we do get some mice back there. The chickens, so one of the biggest ways I combat that is they have their little holes and I'll find them and I just flood them out and they run out and the chickens have their heyday. And then I don't see them for a while. Get out of there, Solo. Solo, out. Solo, you stepped on the asparagus. You're not supposed to be over here. Oh, you broke it. The mama's gonna be mad at you. Spicy mom's gonna be mad at you. Okay. Out. Where are you? Out. You're not supposed to be back here. Look at this asparagus. Let's appreciate Matt. Let us seed all of this. Hey, Bob. I got to wait a couple months to plant outside and start seeds in the sunroom. Yes. I'm going to go inside there in a minute and show our seed starts in there. That was awesome, Bob. Welcome. Here's a blackberry plant. And this one's doing pretty good, actually. It's coming all back. We got some blackberries last year. All right, so I got to bring this asparagus in, but there's lots of little ones popping up. They're kind of hard to see. Solo, you go out of here. Go on. I gotta kick him out. There's strawberries. Should I eat it? Should I bring it inside? See, you're very witty there. Sorry, there's some trash and cleanup area here. Okay, we're almost ready to head inside. Hang in there. I know I said it'd only be half an hour. It might be a little bit longer. I have selective hearing. If you eat it, you don't have to share it. Ooh, that is true. Just add compost every year. Usually do. And till in a couple inches, yeah. Hey, gather together. Good morning, good morning. So this is our main garden area for our personal vegetable and all that here. And so we got some of these. We've talked about all these. Little lavender, there's another lavender. There's 3 lavender plants total. But strawberries are doing okay. I need to come in here and pull weeds. But they're spreading and I'm letting them. Why not? Let them go where they like. Okay, so asparagus is coming up, blackberries. Back here's like lemon balm and all that will come back. That just let it seed itself. It looks like carrots, but it's actually celeriac. And that will all seed itself too. This area we have trouble growing in. Last year we did sunflowers actually, and those worked out well. So we'll probably do those again, and amaranth. And then this is another mint patch, and it looks like, you just see little plants, not very impressive. Within, I don't know, a month and a half, that mint will be all over here. Back here, that's rosemary. These back here that look dead aren't. This is goji berry. That's Korean goji berries. And they've been in from seed. I grew them, and this is 3rd year. So there's a female and a male one, I believe. Or 2 female, maybe. All right, all this I got to replant. This is my hot pepper area. I didn't save them. Okay, getting over to kind of what I wanted, though. Egyptian walking onions. These are a great plant. Tap thumbs up, folks, Bob says. Thanks, Bob. Appreciate that. Yes, please. It helps out. So this plant isn't one. So I think there's several plants I think everyone should have in your garden if you're doing a garden, especially preparedness minded. They help out. And one of those was the Jerusalem artichokes, and I can go into that later as to why. Out. Nope. You go out. Solo. Another one is Egyptian walking onions. So these come back every year. They will spread like a mint if you let them. They have the onion bulbs on the ground and then grow bulbs on top too. So you can eat them like a green onion. You could eat the bulbs on top. You could dig them up. They grow well here with minimal water. They also grow in a lot wetter environments pretty well. I don't have to do a lot to take care of them, to be honest. I've thought they've died several times, and they just keep coming back. So, yep. And then all these other little lettuces and things popping up. Okay. We're going to head over here. Switch it on. And there's many other plants. I'm not showing everything. Just some of what's going on. Come back in here and regroup. Drink some cold coffee. Look, there's the spinach in here. Some baby spinach. I want to do a lot of that this year, just for me. I enjoy spinach. Let's flip this camera around. Hey, buddy. I want to talk about something real quick, and then we're going to head inside to look at all the new starts, how I have them going, and baby chicks. So we might end up at 45-minute mark. Let's see. Oyas this year. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, so I have one Oya. I'd like to get more. They're kind of expensive, and the plan all along has been to have more. Tried to make one, it didn't work out too well, so we'll see. Do you guys know what garden Oyas are? It's something we use in the desert here quite a bit. I don't know if you're curious, I can show it. If not, maybe I'll stop in on my way in and we'll take a look at the Oya real quick, just so I can show you. What do you say? Let's pause and take a seat. I gotta be honest here. So I've gotten in 2 videos so far, and my plan is to do more. But when I do them and I notice a CR in there, I try and capitalize them both just for you. Those little Easter eggs in some of my videos, and then I have to do a new one now that I've told you. Hey, Nikki. So when we go in, I'll mention this again just because I saw Nikki. We have some button quail we got from Nikki. My son loves them. And I love them too. Our family does. They're cute little animals. They're fun to have around. I think Bob might be winning a little bit on my statement to make them profitable. You can do crafting, but I haven't really come up with it besides enjoyment. But they one of them flew. They can fly much better than quail, and it decided to fly behind all my preps. And so we had to completely dismantle that room. Hey there, Willie, in order to get them. So when we go in there and look, it's a mess. But let me go ahead and move on here. So one thing I wanted to talk about, I wanted to show some of what's going on. Plants out here. We'll show inside. Show and tell. What is that noise? Here's strange noises. So what I wanted to talk about, hopefully that was kind of cool that when we were showing the chicken, you saw it lay an egg. If you guys missed that, you'll have to rewatch and go back a bit. And when I'm showing the nesting box, you saw it lay an egg. That's where I remembered what I was going to talk about was nesting boxes. Yeah, they have 6 of them. They use 1. So the nesting box they want lower in the coop than their perches. That's otherwise they'll just use it to sleep in and stuff like that. And they like 1, and they like tight areas, and they'll all use 1 or 2. So in my new Silky one, I only have 2 nesting boxes, and that's gonna be for 7 chickens. And that doesn't seem like enough, but it's enough. Okay, when I made them for clay pots, they did not work very well. I think they must have a sealer on those pots. Yeah, I think that's what it is. They need to be really porous. You missed that golden opportunity. Uh-oh, what was it? Oh, geez. The egg. Yeah. You did see it. Okay. I thought that was neat. I'm gonna have to go clip that and take that clip out. I hope it's recording. But anyways, with seeing that, I wanted to talk this morning. The word of the day is utilitarian value. So I don't know if you know what that is, but basically what that is the price you're willing to pay for something, its value to you. And so basically what that means is this egg over time has had lots of value. So I don't know what costs are. I'm just going to throw out some random numbers, but to pay a quarter for this egg, that's an all right price we're willing to pay now. To pay a quarter for this egg 100 years ago probably would have been outrageous. To pay a quarter for this egg right now, pretty good. Would you pay $5 for this egg? My guess is no. Utilitarian value says right now this egg does not have a value of $5. This $5 still has more value than this egg. Now, I only had a 5 on hand, so that's why I'm using that. It's kind of a ridiculous concept there, but well, thank you very much, Psych. But if you were starving, you might be willing to trade this $5 for this egg. If this was all you could foreseeably get, or it was easy for you to get to eat, you may be willing to pay that. There was a time in history not too long ago, most people know, the Romans would pay their soldiers in salt, and that's actually where the term salary comes from, is from being paid in salt. Salt was used to preserve and cook and add flavor, and to be honest, the more I go into homesteading and doing this type of stuff, you really see the value in salt a lot more. But that at one time had much more value. And so would you be paid in salt now? I don't think anyone would be willing to work a job where they were paying you in salt now. It seems ridiculous because its utilitarian value has gone down quite a bit. Eggs are running around 5 to 7 in Texas. I think it's like 8 or 9 for a dozen for us right now. And that's what you're willing to pay for an object. So right now, while sometimes when eggs are very cheap, and I may have lots of eggs on hand, not a lot of people want them, they may not hold quite as much value. Believe it or not, I tell people, believe it or not, back in my day, eggs were so cheap we would throw them at houses. Just kidding, Dad and Mom. But you wouldn't think of doing that now because that egg holds more utilitarian value. Probably not going to throw it at something. So that's my word for today. Hopefully y'all learned something there. Getting chicks right now is kind of hard in the area, so we are raising them. Got some eggs. I didn't have a rooster for so long. That's actually kind of why I got into quail, was because I didn't want a chicken rooster for the neighbors, and I was easing into this. I now want a chicken rooster, so we're trying to get one. I'm too old to be spanked. I actually turned 40 in like 2 weeks, a week. Kind of been in a little midlife crisis. Cost me 13 cents a egg for feed, cost per hen daily. $3 a dozen. I actually haven't worked out all the math that well, even though my wife begs me to. I got a rough estimate. I sell mine for 4 dozen for chicken eggs. If they return the carts regularly, $3 a dozen. It saves me money. So I give them a break if they return the carts. I don't change my prices unless I guess if feed went up, I might. And then I do $3 a dozen for quail eggs. Yeah, I saw that, Willie, I think. That's probably what made me think of it. That's okay. Thank you very much for being here, CR. You have a great day, man. Appreciate you showing up. Yep, so we're going to have roosters. I want a silky rooster and I want an Orpington buff rooster. Now we're trying to hatch out 4 Orpington buff eggs. Haven't seen anything so far. Hopefully I get them. I hope all 4 hatch out, but I don't know. Or we have 6 in, I'm sorry. 4 look kind of viable. 3 really, but I want a rooster. I want to get more Orpington buffs. Yeah, see, Willie, so we're right on then. That's awesome. $3. So my plan is to sell egg mixes like we do now, but I want to eventually isolate. I want an Orpington buff rooster and hens, and I want to isolate those chicks. You carrying something? There's a little bug or something stuck in this plastic. Sorry, I get easily distracted. Great ADD. I don't know what I'm hearing. Anywho. All right, so kind of side trails. I'm going to get back onto it. So what we're going to do is, I was saying I'm going to isolate those, and I want to do Orpington buff eggs for sale. Don't tell me you have a son turned 40. Yeah, it's been hitting me kind of hard. My birthdays don't really, but this one kind of. So we're going to head inside. I'm going to show you what's going on with the baby chicks and baby plants a little bit. Apologize. As I usually do, that room is a mess. We tore it all apart. So I am going to flip the camera around and hide it while we walk through the house. There we go. All right. Ready, Solo? Oh, I was going to dig up. Okay. So I was going to dig up that Jerusalem artichoke. I've said I was going to several times. Do y'all want to see me dig up a Jerusalem artichoke so I can show it? Or should we just move on? I'm going to go show that garden Oya anyways while I wait for a response there. I'll grab my shovel just in case. There we go. All right, let's go over here, show the garden Oya for anyone who doesn't know. The ground and soil loses moisture very quick here. It gets very, very arid and very dry. We don't have high humidity at all. So one of the ways we can combat that here is garden Oya. And so this is terracotta pot, very porous and under. It's actually a big bulb. It's small up top and it's a big bulb. It sits underground a little ways, and we fill that up with water. It's on the drip system here, but fills up with water, holds about a gallon, and that will seep out throughout the day into the soil. And this one covers about this whole end of the box, these two plants really, and anything in it. And so it just helps to keep moisture in the soil. Show it? Okay, cool. Steve. Well, let's see. Keith is 16. Just kidding there, Dad. All right, let's go show this Jerusalem artichoke. They're mad because I've been letting them out here, like I said. They can't come out now. That's Betty the Orpington. Okay, let's dig one of these guys up. It shouldn't be too hard. Look, there's a pill bug. And these will devour new starts. Constantly trying to get rid of those. The wild taters, yeah. Let's see. I'm sure I can get one here. This is where the birds had been digging, though. Yeah, there's one. But they go everywhere. So this is a Jerusalem artichoke. It can give you gas. You could boil it to cut some of that down. Verna gave a lot of uses for it, stuff on her stream, but has a lot of medicinal uses. The leaves, the roots, they can be eaten. Highly nutritious. Real good source. They grow like a weed pretty much. I throw it in like that, and then they'll be 10, 11 foot tall plants with flowers sitting here in a month or two. And then those are all throughout the ground. They go under this wall, and I kill them on the other side. They are fun. I have them in two places. I have them here, and I actually have them in a container as well. They're in a round metal container. It's like a fire ring, I think is what it is. Uh-oh, you got pecked up a bunch. That is new. Who decided to get you? So that one probably got pecked because that one tries to peck eggs, so the others go after it. I think that's what happened particularly. But I will point out, I have been without oyster shell for a while. I haven't been able to find it at the stores here for whatever reason, so I think I'm going to order some. But I've been giving them crushed eggs and other calcium. I don't think that's what happened there, but they will start to pick their feathers if they're not getting enough calcium and protein and the things they need. But calcium is one of them. It also weakens shells. So they may be a little bit low. We have their gravel here, but I need to order some, I think. All right, there's the grapes. They'll all come back. So sad. All right, cool. Showed that. Now let's go inside. My grandfather loved them. I love them, so that's cool. All right, I'm going to block the camera just because, you know, walking through the house. Okay. Is there anyone in here? No. All right. So the room's a mess. I'm going to show around in it. Show around anyways. Okay, so this all got rearranged. We actually had a ton of stuff here, and this all got pulled out and redone because of one of these guys. So button quail can fly. We still, oh no, looks like some water spilled. I don't know what happened in there. Did you guys' water spill? Yep. All right, I'll be cleaning this out as soon as I get off. Anyways, they're still in here right now. Their cages being built. I might just have to buy one because I don't know if our project, I need to clean that. Okay. It looks like their water spilled there. But anyways, one of them flew way up and got behind everything. So over here, what we got going on. This, by the way, I did show, but I'm going to show again. So this battery and then that inverter back there came in absolutely great. It's not hooked up to the solar and stuff right now, but when we had the power outage, I came in here real quick, clamped that inverter onto the battery, plugged in the incubators, which were going, and it ran everything just fine. No problems at all. Picked it right back up. So that was a blessing right there. These are silkies. Hey now, Silky. That's funny, Nikki. You've had to tear rooms apart. Yeah, so they can fly. They can fly very well. I think I'm probably just gonna buy them a cage because it's taken me a long time to build the one. Look at these. Okay, so these are the silkies, and they're already bigger than these button quail. Look at these guys. I'm probably not gonna take them out because I think their cage got all wet here. Let's see. Look, they're tiny. All right, guys, I'll come get you. Just a sec. All right, plants. That's what I wanted to show. We'll go over here first. Avocado tree's doing great. This is going to go in a greenhouse part next to the current greenhouse. And it looks like it's doing good. I'm excited. Yay. All right, over here is plants. So here we got a couple tomatoes. That one probably needs to move, but mostly what I have over here is crookneck squash and zucchini, Frederick zucchinis. I think that's an Abe Lincoln tomato. They're on this cart. Having them roll like this and then be plugged in like this has been awesome. This is something I'm always going to do. So I just put a power strip bar there that runs down so these can roll. Makes it really easy. And then all their lights are organized. And then I can move them around as need be. So like we got the little starts down here of a bunch of things on the bottom. And they're just out of the greenhouse top now. And then there's some tomatoes getting transplanted, bunch of other tomatoes. There's a whole bunch of various peppers all in here. I won't read off what everything is, but so I can independently turn all the lights on and off and do all that on all of them. So that's awesome. Or I can just hit the switch up top to kill them all. And then up top here, these ones are almost in that next stage. These are a lot of tomatoes. I need to come water. A lot of tomatoes here. So mostly what I got in here is peppers, tomatoes, squashes, things like that. Some herbs and stuff as well. So a lot of our plants do just get planted outside. Direct sown. A lot of them will start in here. I have decided as well, I'm not going to overly stress myself because I do that every year. Plants that I either don't have success growing or maybe I got in late just because of time and stuff, I still have the option to buy things. And I know, that's awesome. I want to be able to grow it by seed. That's a lot cheaper, better. That's what I want to do. But if it doesn't work out, I'm going to take it as a blessing that I can still buy some plants. And so I'm not going to stress myself out. Look at this tomato. I'm going to point stuff out as I see it. So these bottom leaves, they're kind of getting kind of yuck a little bit. You want to pick them off anyways, especially tomatoes. They can be susceptible to disease and all. And so taking those bottom leaves off that are close to the ground helps out. Now, as I plant these, so when I take them from like here and I drop them in this pot, I drop them all the way down. So some of the stem is below the soil and all these little hairs will grow roots. And then when I take it from these pots and put them in the next size before they go in the ground, which would be like these, they will drop down even more. So like on this one here in particular, I'm probably going to take off this branch and here, and I will drop it all the way down to like there. Then when they go outside, they'll go into the greenhouse and get hardened off, and end of April when they actually go in the ground, the plants hopefully will be quite a bit taller. They will. And I will strip down some of them, and they actually go in the ground almost sideways and then grow up. That way they can get a real good root structure. And then along the top surface, because that's where a lot of the moisture will be along those garden oils that I have in. Hey, thanks, Willie. Ooh, a pear tree. I'm jealous. I want to do that. Figs is something we were talking about too, actually, I would love to do. I want an olive tree. I want so many things. Oh, let's see. Oh, I cut down a cork wood yesterday, and the neighbors didn't like that because it attracted birds. But it hit me in the face. I would have too. Don't want the wild birds near the chicken. Yep. So that we've been really battling that. Biosecurity, I started a couple years ago, actually, when I started the chickens, really, because we were talking about the flu and all that then. And so I upped that. And so that is done one. I don't have to do anything. It's just done. And that is we don't have people over really because I don't really know people. So biosecurity there. We're not around other animals on other people's farms and stuff, at least yet. When that happens, I won't cross my shoes between different ones. But as of now, I'm not. So I have my outdoor shoes, my indoor shoes, and then trying to keep the wild birds away. So we have netting and all that. But it is hard to keep them off those chickens. It really is. Oh, what do you say? Okay, take care and seed you all around. More reason to have contingency. Yep. That is true there. Aviary would be cool for the buttons. I planted mine over half deep in soil, just left the tip out of the soil. Yeah. So tomatoes and potatoes are in the same family, and you can actually graft the top of a tomato plant onto the bottom of a potato plant. So they also grow kind of similar. When you're growing potatoes, you want to plant them deep down in your bucket or your planter and put some soil over it, let it grow up, and then you cover most of that plant with soil. I cover almost all of it, except for the top, and it will grow up out of that, and then you do it again and again. And on all those levels, it will grow roots and tubulars, and you get more potatoes. Well, tomatoes won't grow the fruit underground because they're above ground, but all the hairs and stuff along the stem will grow roots underground, kind of the same way. So you want to bury them, you kind of plant them almost the same way. Yeah, always have separate shoes for chickens and house. Yep. That's also, I do that too because I want to be walking around on bird poo, right? But biosecurity is important. I need to come pull some of these little ones out. So I always plant 2-3 seeds in each one. And actually this needs the fan on it. You can see it got all yucko, but we'll do that. And then I thin them out. All right, lots of info, I know. I'm gonna head back outside to the greenhouse and we'll actually finish up. I'm almost near the hour. I might as well hit that hour. So I'll probably be on for roughly 10 minutes and just chat for a few. These birds are going nuts, but I like this because I can roll these together. They take benefit of that extra light coming off the side of these. And so I'd like to get another rack even. And so I can have like 3, and then you can have them in various stages. Anyways. Bye, guys. Oh, here's Orpington buff eggs that haven't started anything, hasn't been going on, but I'm hoping they hatch. I do. We got them off eBay, actually. But all right, we'll find out. Bear with me. I'm gonna step by you. Sorry. Try not to step in the pile. No, they see my fingers. If I spread them like this a little bit, no? Should we show the spicy mom? No. She says no? Okay. Let's put these boots on. So these are my outdoor boots. Those are just old boots. But these are my outdoor boots that go in the chicken house and out here in the backyard. That's the only place they go. Hey, Silkies. This one looks a little rough. I'm not sure why. Come here. I'm trying to get you. No, Solo. Solo. Come here, Nikki. I'm trying to get you. Yes. You want to say hi? So the Silkies get pretty much reign of the yard. Okay, they're friends. Kind of. All right, guys. Solo, no. This. So I'm going to extend the plastic up and down, actually. The sun comes in from this way. So in the afternoon, it'll soak up that sun in the summer on the side a little bit. Anyways, so this will be much taller, and this is where the avocado tree is going to go. And there'll be other trees in there. We plan on doing a lot of more peach trees, growing those from pits. Nikki does like the other Silkies. I'll tell a story about that. Let me flip this around. There we go. Okay. So I will catch everyone up on the story of Nikki and the Silkies. So we originally had gotten 3 Silky chickens. They were some of our first chickens we got at all. So, hey, we've been thinking about that too, Bob. Bob says, thinking about adding meat chickens like Breeze. Yes. So I think that's actually the breed too. So I was talking to my wife about it some as well. And I've been going back and forth on it a little bit. And she had some good reasons too. But so meat chickens don't take very long. I think, what is it? It's only like 16 weeks, I think, until you harvest. And so I've been thinking about doing some of that and filling up that freezer. Anyways, where was I? Oh, Nikki. So we had 3 of them originally. One of them passed away. One of them died in a really stupid way, and I don't even feel bad. So I have a chicken door that I built that goes up and down on timers, and I use an actuator to do that. Now that actuator is very strong, but it moves extremely slow. I mean, you watch that door, and that Silkies are not the smartest birds. They aren't. I love them, but that Silkie sat in that doorway while it went down at night, and it ended up getting crushed. It was very sad, but it crushed its neck, and it had to have sat there for 5 minutes, like not moving. Anyways, ended up with one Silkie, and that was Nikki. She was the smartest one of the bunch. She survived. The other flock turned on her, and they did not like her. They were beating her up. I tried everything. We tried reintegrating her, did videos on that, and I just gave up on that. They don't like her. So she actually didn't get along with them. But she was by herself for a while. We ended up getting some more Silky eggs from Guidros Family Farms. Thank you so much. And hatched out these other 2 little Silkies that we love so much. So they get along really well. They love each other. Nikki still stands at the gate, and Betty, the Orpington Buff, stands at the other side. They are friends. Watching the dynamics of the chickens and the animals, I think, is really funny. But they stand there and they talk to each other on either side of that fence through the wire. And I'll let them out sometimes, and they hang out, walk around the yard together, and hang out. They're the best friends of all the chickens in the yard, and so it's pretty funny. So now we have 4 more of these Silkies, so there'll be 7 of them now. But yep. And so we still got a few people on here. Silky roosters are the meanest. Uh-oh. Cornish crosses are hard to find right now. Best meat grow outs. Okay, so I'd heard that too, but they're in short supply. I can't find baby birds anywhere where I'm at. Hey, Shadow Scout. You say good evening. I'm not sure where you're at, but yes, good evening, good day, good morning, good day, and good evening, wherever you may be. From the southwest desert of New Mexico. It is almost 11 here right now. We're going to go just for another 4 minutes or so. Yeah, good to see you. So how are you guys doing? I know some of y'all are doing good, but you're from Sweden. That's right. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know why I forgot that. It's evening in Sweden. Oh, wow. Very cool. Yep. So I apologize to everyone if I forget, where you're at or things like that. I have a horrible memory. I need to grow some ginkgo, I think, or something. But well, your name even says it. It's good to see you guys all, though. I sure do enjoy doing these streams, even though I hop on and I'm like, well, I don't really have anything to talk about. But it's fun to hop on and do it. I do plan on getting my streams back to normal a little bit, to how I used to do them, where I like to have a DIY and a chat time and do it more like a little variety show almost, where I switch on and off. Originally, when I started doing YouTube, I also would include videos and segments in there, things I shot and made. And that's really what I want to get back to. There's a lot of people to keep track of, yeah. It's 5:58 there. Ooh-wee. Yep, it is. It is getting late. I hope you have something good for dinner planned. I eat 1 to 2 meals a day, but I don't usually eat until later in the evening. And then that's my one meal. And then my bad habit meal is the midnight meal. That's the one I need to cut out. So Willie has lots of work to do. Sorry, I'm squinting. The sun's kind of the glare. Great. Lots of work to do today. The river flooded the creek. Oh no. Creek in the woods. That's so cool though. Even though it flooded there, Willie, and I know that's a mess, that is such a blessing to have that creek. Some of your yard, half the pig pen. Oh no, a whole foot in water. Well, that's not fun. I am a busy guy. And it's also really about learning how to manage your time more, and that's something I'm not very good at. So even though I am extremely busy, it's really beneficial to watch, people like Aaron or a lot of these other people, a lot of you guys, and just Willie or any of you. I can name off anyone in here right now, but how much you guys get done, and it's really just if I get better at time management too, I can really get a lot more done. At Bob Cole, you just put 13 Breese eggs in the incubator. Ooh. That's the great thing about them for meat birds. See, I know, Nikki, you guys do a lot of your own meat birds and things there. That'd be neat to do. Fill up the freezer. Yeah, that is a blessing. So one of the things here where I am at, there's a lot we can do to be, self-sufficient or more so. But I tell people all the time, Albuquerque would exist right along the Rio Grande without without power and city water and stuff. Where I'm at wouldn't exist. Most of New Mexico wouldn't exist without modern infrastructure. Some of it would, of course, if you live on your own land, you got a well, a stream, a lot of the cities. So let me say the cities would probably die off. I am fully aware that I am dependent on city water where I'm at, even though we have rain harvesting systems and I store a lot of water. I would not last for very, very long as far as maintaining the crops and animals if city water cut out. So that is my Achilles heel here. That and security. New Mexico is kind of rough in areas, especially the cities, mostly the cities. The job, trying to get away from that job. I need to incorporate the two. We are all busy at some point. We are. Life is crazy. And it's funny because I'm so busy and I want to take on more and manage that time so I can get more done. But at the same time, I'm trying to slow myself down and enjoy it and not miss it and get too caught up in that whirlwind. So, and most people I think are in this battle, but that constant battle of trying to be productive versus trying to slow down and smell the roses and, that give and take. I think sometimes it just boils over. YouTube's great too, because I can hop on here and talk about stuff and get it out and then realign. I look back and I think about it, and I always this time of year, since I've been doing YouTube, I kind of get a little sparse on YouTube and in life and generally, before all that, I get kind of weird around my birthday, around this time of year. So it's a busy time of year. There's a lot going on, spiritually and personally that way. There's the lot going on as far as the crops and growing the stuff, getting that going, and the animals, and then constantly adding on more. And the two growing boys in the family, of course, I absolutely love. But the job picks up this time of year. It's just everything this time of year kind of comes to a point. I don't always handle that the best, although I'm getting much better at how I handle things. And so this year, one of the ways of handling that, I chose just to back off YouTube a little bit, not to take a break, but I backed off a little bit, and that was beneficial. So, yeah. Well, let's see. I guess I'll leave the last couple minutes, like I like to do, to any questions, comments, celebrations, anything anyone would like to say before I hop off here and get to cleaning that very dirty chicken coop, and first cleaning out that button quail bin. The great thing about spinach, lettuces, but the great thing about spinach is you have to pick it, otherwise it will stop producing the leaves. It will just produce the seeds, right? It will bolt. So you got to pick it. You got to keep it small, and you got to eat it. And the great thing about not using pesticides, I don't have to worry about bugs in here. Knowing 100% what went into this and where the seed came from that I planted it. Yeah. Oh man, I wouldn't have either. I think you guys have reminded me the last few times I've talked about it. Yeah. So a lot of YouTubers do this. And I think it's important. Finding that balance in your life with everything is important. And I don't want, if I think I need a break, I'm going to back off a little bit and give a break. It's important. To take care of yourself so I can take care of my family. And then, yeah. Come on out. Farm hands are always welcome at the Grafted Branch Homestead. We're the Spicy Peach Farms. I mentioned that sometimes. I don't know if y'all know that. So we're the Grafted Branch Homestead. That's the name I gave us, and I can dive into that another point. But our farm, urban farm, is the Spicy Peach Farm. And that's because of the cayenne peppers and the peach tree. And there's a story in itself. I think he is, Steve. That's what I heard. Solo's enjoying laying out here. So yeah, there's some good balance. I do want to pick up and run with it though, but sometimes the breaks are nice. Willie, are you doing any streams today or anything? Are you going live? So yours is, the Saul's Family Farm. I think everyone has several names, right? Spicy Peach Tree. The Spicy Mom, yeah. So originally our family and the one that Spicy Mom uses, our channel was called The Spice of Life. And I actually started that like 10 years ago, 8 years ago. And I had a couple little videos on there when Casey was young. I think one of the very first videos I ever did was my EDC bag, and that was like 10 years ago plus. And that got a lot of views. And so we were the Spice of Life family. And I used to say, I haven't said it in a while, but my little saying, I guess, is I used to tell people all the time, idiosyncrasies are the spice of life, and we're the spiciest. So we were the Spice of Life family. And that progressed into when I grew the peach tree by Pitt, a peach tree that was grown from my wife's family, and threw that pit in the ground, and that grew up, and we got a peach tree. And so that's the peach tree we have now. And then I love cayenne peppers, and I love peppers in general. So grew a lot of peppers. You'd probably see if you go to our YouTube thing, that thing with sunflower seeds and the peach and the peppers. So it just kind of all fit together that it was the Spicy Peach Farm. So that's what we are. And then on Etsy, I'm Desert Dry. But you might, that's my problem too, Willie. Oh, good. I'm glad I'm not alone. I'm always telling my wife, I find everything constantly and move it around until right when I need it. Then I can't find it. All right. Well, I am going to be hopping off here. I got some things to do before I got to go to work. Peaches on your tree already. Wow. Yes, you might need those frost nets or covers. Steve says, I haven't seen your tripod in months. You're moving though, aren't you, Steve? Yeah. All right. Well, as much as I would love to stay on and chat, I do have things I got to do before I got to run off all night to work for the man. Ooh. Oh, no, Willie. Oh, but that's on your property probably, so. Okay. Y'all have a wonderful week. I do plan on being live next Sunday. And if anything else changes, I'll try and post that. But until I see you guys next time, either in other people's streams, your streams, or my next one, go out there, stay strong, do the things, and go at this week with purpose. Thanks, Nikki. Yep. Y'all have a good one. Bye. Have a blessed day. Yes, thank you, Willie, for reminding everyone. Stop in after the live when it posts and say, great live, horrible live. Leave a comment. Helps me out. Y'all have a good one.